do. Good afternoon, good people. Bruddc over here, and with the lovely Kitty. Kitty, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy Thursday.
Oh, it is Thursday. Wow. Do you know what? This week started and it came off, it came like, it seemed like it was just dragging. Now it's just sort of gone really fast. Now it's, Friday tomorrow. The weeks go so fast.
Do you think it's because I'm not being funny? You and I have started this like new venture, and at
Mm,
first it was like steamroller, and now we've just calmed down. So I
yeah.
think it's just nice. It's nice. So
Yes.
thank you for joining us in our new venture, by the way,
In
everybody.
indeed, thank you very much for tuning in and watching the videos. And any suggestions are appreciated. Obviously, this week we've done a lot on Aussie. Showing some respect for the great man, and respect to the family grieving at this time.
Mm. It was a hard watch yesterday. I was okay until I saw Sharon, and then
Yeah,
when I saw Sharon and I saw how frail she was,
yeah,
it sort of takes. If you've ever lost anybody, it takes you back to that moment, doesn't it?
yeah,
Or watching somebody that you love that's lost somebody, and I think that's what it was. And I did a little bit of a thing late last night, and I was like, they reminded us yesterday why we fell in love with the Osbournes all those years ago, because they are just a real family behind the headlines, behind the biting heads of off bats and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It's just a family that loved each other very, very much,
yeah.
and I think that's what endears everybody to the Osbournes, is they are just real.
Yeah, I think it's the crazy lifestyle as well, because people are going to look at it and say he's a rocker, he was a cheater, he had multiple women, and Sharon sort of just stayed there to look after him. I think there's a video actually where she says the reporter asks her, why have you stayed with him through all these sort of hard times? She said, he needs me, something like that. She said, didn't
Yeah,
she, in
yeah,
one
I've,
of the
I've
clips?
seen that. I've seen
I think it
that.
was your clip, wasn't it, or
Yeah,
something?
I mean, where she just goes, he needs me,
Yeah.
but then she also says, and I need him.
Mm,
She needed him for something. So they were the yin to each other's yang, let's say.
mm,
But I think she is the ultimate rock wife. Some I have heard the odd, oh, she stayed with him for the money. She was his manager, and she'd made her own money already.
mm.
Those two started Ozfest, which was a big sort of rock festival. They must have made millions out of that,
Yeah.
and
To be able to turn down 180 million, supposedly, that says it all, really, doesn't it?
yeah,
180 million to turn that down. Oof.
mhm,
Not even to say, let me keep 10 million for myself and
yeah.
give 170,
Or I'm
180.
10% of everything, but it's not only going to like children's charities, it's going to Parkinson's, it's going to this. There are quite a few charities that are going to get so much. um Courtney made a comment the other day
Yeah.
on one of my things, and she said that Ozzy was a horrible man. And but yeah, okay, the drinking, he wasn't the best of men, but what has he done that's, can you think of anything?
Obviously, he's. I mean, there's obvious, like, with this rock and roll culture, sort of this rock culture, heavy metal culture. You know, the men were, there's a certain lifestyle that these guys live, and from eyes looking in from the outside, it can look crazy. Like,
Mhm,
there are videos where Sharon Osbourne says that she's hit him, and there's videos that where he's hit her. Like, so
mhm,
you know what's funny with these situations, well, it's not really even funny. Like, if he was not a successful heavy metal guy, and he was just some guy that was cheating and beating his wife and sleeping
yeah,
around, and then it's amazing how things change. Just like, even with, like, how Epstein's looked at as well. People do say he's this, he's that, and blah blah blah. But there's still something totally, like, there's still something different. It feels different the way these guys are judged compared to the mere peasants that have these sort of
yeah.
issues and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like it's the famous quote: "If 50 Shades of Grey wasn't in a beautiful apartment, it would be really an episode of Criminal Minds." If
Yeah,
it was in the basement of some sort
yeah,
of got this. It would have been an episode of Criminal Minds, and it just shows you that money.
Babe, let me tie you up. I'm feeling really, saucy tonight.
Yeah,
I've got a bloody go to work in the morning, like, if
oh,
that sort of situation. Or I've
yeah,
got to cook dinner and get up at 6 in the morning. That all changes. But when the cash and everything's clean, it's amazing how some of these problems go away.
yeah. It's quite what's the word? Where you double standards. Double
Mm.
standards. We look at life of the millionaires. What's happening with P Diddy? Speaking
Uh,
of this,
it's gone quiet with old P Diddy, hasn't it?
hasn't.
No.
There's been an announcement that Donald Trump is thinking of pardoning him.
I did see that the other day. Well, if you think about it, he's been charged now. The only real crime he's been charged with is the same one that Donald Trump's been charged
Yes.
with.
So he's,
So,
you know,
and that's my point again. Like, these rich and famous people, they're the worst kinds of people. They're the people that are doing all sorts of crazy business, like on islands and stuff like that. There's pictures of Trump, hands around Epstein, meeting women. There's videos of them acting like single men, I will say,
yeah.
but acting like best buddies. And then Trump's like, "We still talking about this guy? We still
Yeah.
talking about this guy?"
I back. I never went back. He said, I never went back. I never liked that
Yep,
guy.
yep, yep. And even people on the PBD podcast as well, they're saying exactly the same thing. If you're going to be a pedo, be a rich one because you get away with it.
Yeah, yeah. I that seems to be the general consensus. If
Indeed,
you
indeed.
want to take advantage of people, you want to control and manipulate people. At least be millionaire, billionaire, even.
Hmm.
What sort of weird things do we think Elon's into?
Oh, God knows. God knows. God knows. Right, we're going to start with a video of this is the Uber, this is the Lyft driver taking advantage of a drunk young lady, and let's have a little butchers at this quickly.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Mute me.
A rideshare driver appears to be groping his passenger's breasts as he helps her to her front door as she slurs her words.
Are you an Uber driver?
He put his hands around her waist.
What company?
Oh, Lyft.
Lyft?
Yes, yeah. I want to make sure you get home safely.
Lauren Christensen says she was heading home after a night out with friends in Dallas.
Just had the most amazing night. There's a lot of drinks involved.
So her friend ordered a Lyft to take her home. She never imagined she would get groped. The Lyft driver didn't park his car outside of Lauren's house. He actually parked it down the street. One of Lauren's neighbors went outside to check out the suspicious car and heard the commotion on Lauren's front porch and went to see if everything was okay.
Steve, I love you so.
You're welcome. I just want to make sure everything's all right.
I told him this.
I think we've got the meat and bones of it.
Wow.
Yeah. I think we've got the meat and bones of that. So, this lady, she's obviously got her lift and she's got in her vehicle. She's obviously so tipsy. The driver voluntarily comes to help her walk her to her door. He's got his hands around her boobs. He's grinding up on her, taking advantage of her. And this is really, really common. A lot of women actually report this. And it's also, like I was saying to you earlier, it's also really common for women, especially in like drunk women and stuff, if they're desperate to get home, to proposition you. There are some women when they're drunk, getting a free lift home, they're willing to get in the back of the car and do some crazy stuff. I used to be a doorman, and this used to be a very common request. Drunk women all the time, oh, can we get a lift in your car and blah blah blah, and we'll do this and we'll do that. It used to be a very common thing.
Wow. Do you know that's the sort of behaviour though that creates these monsters, because they then think all drunk women want that. And that's the situation, isn't it? When one does it, they think that all women are like that. Unfortunately, the right are going to love this, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Right are going to love this, because I bet he's been he's come over and it's illegal, and we know it happens. I've said to you earlier, it happened to me, a very similar situation, drunk in the back of a taxi. And he went to drop me off, but tried to drop me off like a mile away behind these flats. And then he got out the car and tried to sort of get in the car and push me down. But this time he'd locked the doors. And obviously I was a big girl back then, and I actually had to kick the door off to get away.
Wow.
And I can remember punching him so hard. And again, like you say, it's not something that we report, especially back then, because it was the 90s and whatever. It wasn't something that can be reported. Now with these Ring doorbells and things like that, you've got proof.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like you say, girls were offering things for lifts, so you didn't really have a leg to stand on. This is absolutely disgusting, and I'm so glad that it's been caught.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't have known anything by the sounds of her, you know, because she was that drunk. I mean, she was even telling Steve she loved him.
That's her neighbor, I think it was.
Yes,
that turn up. So yeah, the neighbor, I think just towards the end of that video, you hear the neighbor's voice, a male's voice, come in and say, you know, what's going on over there, sort of thing, and then the guy runs off, like, you know. And
so, I mean, the fact he'd even parked a mile away.
Yeah, I mean, that says it all, really, doesn't it? That says it all.
So he'd literally made her walk so she was unsteady. So it was all premeditated. There's no way you can get away with, oh, I was just trying to help and it just so happened that I grabbed where I grabbed. There's no way you can say that, because the fact he parked a mile away.
Yep. Indeed. All right, onwards and onwards. Let's go on to our next video. Our next video is... Bear with me 2 seconds. Let's transition. Lovely. Our next video is our Sikh friend that's always in the... let's pause that. Our Sikh friend that's always at these Tommy Robinson rallies. And he gets confronted by an organization. And over things he said. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Polished by Agora. It's old video. So what's Agora? It's old video. So what's Agora? I'm not here for that. I know, but now I've seen you. No, so we will discuss something. There's a video. Take my phone number. Listen, don't touch me. There's a video of you calling white people Agora. You need to call me. This is not the place to discuss anything else. I'm here for something else. I'm not here. Are you going to make me polish your shoes? You're going to make me polish your shoes? Yeah, because you play the hero of this nationalist, but you're an enemy. You're an enemy. You got something wrong. I can't help you. And you said victory to India. Apparently you're from Afghan. You're not from Afghan. No, you're not. Why did you say victory to India? Go to Home Office, tell them I'm not. We're Agora. We're all Agora apparently to this fella. Yeah, you're all an enemy. I'm telling you now. Ethno-nationalism. He's trying to just change you're an enemy. I'm not here for you. There's proof. I'm not here for you. There's all proof. There's proof of you literally saying it. So what are you talking about? I'm trying to make stuff up. God help you. God help you. You're getting deported, mate. You're getting deported. I'm not deported, son. Okay. You will deport me. You will deport me. Watch ethno-nationalists. You fuck off. Fuck off. Make me fuck off. You will deport me? Fuck off. You fuck off. An Indian telling me fuck off. Yeah, I will tell you because you will deport me. You have to vote right person. You have to vote right party to deport me. Illegal immigrant. Yeah, I am okay. Yeah. That's what it is. But what you have to vote right party. You have to vote right party to deport me. Squash it because we're here. Get a racist party to deport me. You are getting deported. Vote racist party. They will.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's our Sikh friend that's always at the rallies. He had made some comments on social media before, calling what I think he said he wants Goras to wash his shoes or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what he had said, but from my understanding, Gora means white person. And apparently he said these things a long time ago. But what were your thoughts on the what were your thoughts on the video?
Well, if he said it a long time ago, I don't think you can throw it at him, because people change. People, you grow up and you hear things. What is right today might not be right tomorrow. Do you get what I mean? It's like you could have this view of somebody. It's like when we talk about these children that are growing up in racist houses and they don't know any better. But then something switches on and they go, whoa, I don't like this. My friends are, and I like playing with them and I don't want to not play with them. And they go the other way and become sort of friends with everybody and so on. It can happen. So maybe he was saying all of this and he's now gone over to the right, So maybe he's just changed his mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just wants to forget about the past.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to find out how long ago it was he said it.
Yeah,
And
I was trying to debate to myself, like, you know, he said he, like, the main accusation is that he said he wants a white person to wash his shoes or wash his feet or something like that. I was trying to play this in my head. If I heard if I heard a black person saying I want to get a white person to wash my feet, or an Asian person to wash my feet, um, without any sort, I was trying to like justify it in my head and understand the context of it, but without any sort of like without any sort of valid stereotype. Like, for instance, if it was I want an Indian to make me an Indian curry, like, you know, because then there's something there where you can say, okay, Indians make better curries, sort of thing. You would, like, you know, have, like, something like that, but there isn't there in terms of washing feet and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I just think maybe he did mean it in a very demeaning way earlier. But I think he's and I'm not saying he's right now either. I'm just saying that his views have changed, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
One minute, let me turn this around because I was just thinking about this a second ago.
go on then.
What about you know, very common on social media for white women to come out and say, "I want a big black dick."
Yeah.
Well, no, but no, but is that not under the same, like, washing your feet and, you know, saying you want to suck a BBC? That seems like it's a bit, or even black guys saying they want to bang
Yeah.
a white woman or whatever. Like, you know, does it fit into that sort of category or not? Like, I don't know.
I think the washing of the feet is something that is, you know, like the lower classes would do it for the higher,
Yeah,
and I think that's where it is. Whereas asking for
yeah,
BBC,
yeah, yeah. Well, some people would say, I mean, what's more offensive to say to someone, "I want a white woman to wash my feet," or "I want a white woman to suck my," you know, that I don't know.
quite honest with you, I don't want to do either of them this afternoon. But one of them,
No,
it's I just think that the Gora thing, the fact he called the white people Gora is taking it back to almost olden times when
yeah, a geography. Are you familiar with the word? Are you? Or...
I didn't know what it meant. I
Okay.
actually, when you sent it me, I chat GPT'd it
What
and
did
had
what did you find out?
then it means white person basically,
Yeah,
but you sort of but I think it goes back to the whole when England ruled India,
yeah, Zagora there, yeah,
Waller and all of that, and it's I'm now going to have a white person wash my feet. So you could look at it from 2 points of view. One, why is that so offensive to that white man? Why is
I think, you know, if you analyze everything he says, you know, he says he's part of some sort of nationalist group, like, you know, I won't name it for whatever reason. He also says an Indian's telling me to F off.
this is what
He's also says that, and then he also says you're all the enemy. And this is something that makes me laugh with Myron Gaines in America, part of that tries to align himself with the far right group. You know, I spoke already about Mehdi being on the Jubilee thing and the round table, and there's like all of them sitting there saying they're fascist, and then you had some Asian guys coming up saying, agreeing with them, saying that they're fascist, saying that you know, trying to make excuses for the extreme right. Let's get it straight, guys. You guys that want to hide in these circles, like with the far right, you know, if they had their way, soon as they got rid of everyone, you'd be next. They tell you that. They tell you that themselves. Like, you know, so, you know, it's, for me, I don't want to, I'm a strong believer in not aligning yourself just like with typical, like, you know, you're black, so you should be on the left. You're right, you should be on, you're white, you should be on the right. I'm not in favor of that. But I feel like sometimes people don't understand the message and the extreme sort of view that some people have on the far right. Like, you know, like even when you see them. Sorry.
do they stop? That's what I'm saying. It's like how white have you got to be? You know, these far right.
Passable, I think passable white makes it, like, you know, passable white makes sense. You got that. What's that, Steve? It's that guy from that guy, the actor. Is it Stephen Graham? Is it Stephen Graham? No, Stephen Graham.
Yeah, Stephen Graham.
It's Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham, like, you know, when people found out that he had a bit of Caribbean in him, like, you know, people turned him like, what? He's not white. He's not white. Like, you know.
He was a racist. He was a racist. He was one of us.
I looked up to him. I wanted to be just like him.
This is England. I know it is. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the question. These people that are joining these far right groups and these minorities that join, and they are the token bit of colour in the parade. You need to ask yourself where they're going to stop. If they want this island back, where are they going to stop? I think what we've got to start doing now is literally go, right, we're all here, we're all going to get on. And basically, if you start spouting any stuff about we don't like you and we're going to do this to you, and you're gone. You're gone. I don't want you in the country. I don't want you scaring. We know that there are guns.
What about white people that are born here that are like saying these sort of things as well? Like we want everyone else gone, like, you know, and all this sort of stuff. Would they get booted out as well and stuff?
It's hate speech, but you're putting them in prison.
Yeah.
You got to put them in prison, or maybe one of the Shetland Islands and just like put them all on there.
Well, I can't remember. I don't know if it was any truth to it. I did hear rumors about prisons being built in other countries and lifers being sent there. And for me, I'm all in favor of that. I don't give a damn about no human rights. Like, you know, people that we like, you know, if it's costing us too much money to house people here, send them somewhere else. People will wise up real fast if they have to do their time in certain countries.
There has to be a deterrent in this country.
There is
nothing that makes you know what, I shouldn't do this, because there could be, I could end up like,
all it would take is to see someone having to deal with some serious torture for what he's done for his crimes, and people would wise up.
Let's start getting medieval on pedos. Let's show them, you start doing this to our children and this is what we're going to do to you.
Yeah.
I say pay-per-view. I would go medieval on them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop that because I started.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, we did this. We did this the other day, didn't we? And you know, I was thinking about the other day, and unfortunately, the government, like, you know, I don't want to say the government, the people that run the show at the top, they want us all divided. They want us all scared. Like, you know, why wouldn't, if there's areas of serious knife crime and serious crimes and stuff, why wouldn't you get the army walking the streets and like put in a clear deterrent? Like, you know, we've got machine guns. If you mess around, if you want to start doing all this stabbing and stuff like that, like, you know, like a proper deterrent. Like, you know, why wouldn't you do stuff like that to stop people? Like, you know, you hear about all these celebrities saying London's no longer safe. Why don't we make it safe? Why don't we get people and put more bodies on the ground? I don't care. Like, you know, they say that we don't have all this money, but then when these wars pop up, they've got billions and millions to throw away. Like, you know.
Exactly. And this, I mean, I go back to our dear friend Andrew, but this was his idea, wasn't it, as well? He wanted to make places safe by utilising the army.
Yeah.
And I think this is somewhere where we've got to go. Yes, people can say, oh, I don't want the military on the streets. I don't want paedophiles on the streets, and I don't want people stabbing.
And sadly, I don't think they would be on the streets for pedos. I don't think they would see that as a serious enough crime to sort of... I don't think they would, unfortunately. I really don't. I really don't think they would look at it like that.
We've got to look at legislation and the order of things, because grooming young children and gangs, and I'm not saying it's any minority, I'm saying because we know that there are white and there are Asian, there are black, there are Mexicans and whatever. But these grooming gangs have got to stop, because they are ruining lives, and you might as well, some of these children are walking dead after what's happened to them.
For sure. There's no protection for them. Like, you know, there's no protection, especially the ones in the care system that come out the care system. I've interviewed God knows how many that have come out the care system, and it's like when they're as soon as they become 18, as soon as they move out, boom, some creepo finds them. Like, it's I don't know whether it's law of attraction or whatever, or I don't know what law it is, but it seems to be shit just follows like, you know, they just go for them and find them.
Yeah, well, was it you that was telling me that in America they've got like a list?
Yep, you can go online and look.
They're sort of picking them off.
Yep, you can look online, and it's used by modeling agencies. They claim to be modeling agencies. Yeah, come, you're beautiful, and then it goes down a darker path. Unfortunately, most of these girls end up escorting, or you know. I feel like now it's maybe not as prominent because of the emergence of OnlyFans, where it's given the creator the chance to, like, you know, backdoor all the hub companies and stuff like that. No, pardon the pun. But yes.
No, I totally get you. We need a real shake-up of the legal system and what is important to us. And what is important to us is looking after our children now. We've got to start looking after the children, I'm afraid. You know, that's also knife crime, also giving worth to children, you know, making them feel like something, because right now they've all feel like that unless they make.
Especially I say especially the young boys. The young boys are feeling and you know, this is why they're gravitating to these sort of groups, like, you know, these young boys that are angry, especially the working class ones that are struggling, the boys that maybe struggle with reading and stuff like that and learning stuff and getting a nice job. Like, you know, those boys are lost and they are cannon fodder for gangs, and they will join any gang. They will join any gang, whichever gang approached them, they will join them. And their minds are, when you put hate there, and I think the easiest hate is to convince someone that it's a black and brown person. That's the reason why your life is the way it is. Like, you know, that's the easiest, and unfortunately, that drums up the most hate. Like, you know, I saw a video of the police rounding up some of the guys, and it was always the same people, like the poor innocent boys that have just gone down the wrong path and followed the wrong idiots, and you know, just just susceptible minds.
They're told that there's a dream at the end of it. I mean,
What's the
with
dream? I'd love to know what they see this
money,
perfect, like.
money. They think it's money. The drug dealing, the
Oh yes, the crime, the crime
yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
everything. I think that's the dream they want. They want that life. They want the TikTok life. They want the Instagram life. They want it. They are craving it, and they're being told by these people, more or less groomed, to say, if you go down this path, this is what you'll get.
Perfect segment to end on our next video. Let's go over to our new video, and this is Ed Matthews. There is one of HS Tiki Toki as well, but Ed Matthews and HS Tiki Toki. Let's do it. Are you? Let me know when you're ready, and I'll put it up.
Do you? Come here.
I don't know who
Come here.
Who are you?
I love 18-year-olds. What's your name?
Who are you?
What's your name?
Lily.
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 Oh, you give such good hugs.
Thank you, I love
God,
her.
I want this to last forever.
Okay.
How old
Well, I'm not sure. Let me just double check how old Ed Matthews is. Matthews. How old is he? He is. Let me just double check how old he is. Ed. No, it's brought up the wrong Ed Matthews. 1 second. He's 35 years old.
He's old enough to know better then. He's
Yeah.
more than twice her age.
Yeah. So 35 years old. It's not necessarily the fact that, you know, it's obviously a bad look when a 35-year-old is saying that I love 18-year-old girls. Like, you know, he didn't necessarily do anything. He hugs her, but she's drunk and intoxicated. And the main reason why I wanted to bring this up is I saw a video of HS Tiki Toki's videos, and these boys are loving life. They're young, at their peak fitness, good looking guys. They're out traveling, loads of money. They're walking down strips, you know, Magaluf and all these other popular hotspots and stuff. Loads of young drunk women. And there's one video where HS Tiki Toki sees a young girl, and he says to her, "Can I touch you down there?" And she says, "Yeah, go on then." And he kind of does it, but you see his hand move in that direction, and then her react and move away, kind of. And I just thought to myself, these guys are not learning from these accusations, and these are cases, like, you know, these are accusation cases are just popping out, like, you know, like that girl. Most of these girls are drunken off their head. It is now a woman can. I didn't know this. Well, I kind of know, obviously. A woman cannot give consent if she's drunk. Consent doesn't exist if she's drunk. So these guys that are just acting wild, they don't realize the dangers that they're putting. They are at the mercy of every single girl they ask, they've grabbed, you know, snatch. I'm sure that's classed as a, you know, I'm sure that's classed as a lot more than a normal grope. But these YouTubers, these social media stars, you know, they are acting loose, acting crazy.
You see, a lot of people, because we went for a friend of theirs a couple of months ago. And a lot of people think that we do this because we want the views and we want the likes and the loves and the whatever. We're doing this because we've got a generation of people that think it's okay to do this, and money will pave the way. It's all right, I'm loaded, or it's all right, I'll get you loads of views on TikTok, or it's okay, I'll have a photograph with you and you'll get loads of likes on Instagram. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. You are gonna get one, like you say, that's gonna go, actually, no. And they're not going to understand that no, because usually money paves the way, or my fame paves the way. And before you know it, you're looking at a case. And as we've said about P. Diddy, he will always be known as a sex trafficker. He's not been, not charged, but he's not been found guilty of being a sex trafficker. But he will not forever be known. So no matter what, as we've always said, whether the girl is right or wrong, you are always going to be pissed, aren't you? You are always going to have that hanging over your head. Do you really think that is worth your behaviour?
Yep. The young boys are looking at these, like the young boys, the pull that these social media, these YouTubers and social media stars have now. These young boys are looking at them and thinking, yeah, that's the way to live. I am telling you, I would give Ed Matthews and HS Tiki Toki less than 2 years before they're facing some real crimes and real charges. Like, they need to wake up, and it's brilliant. The message of getting fit, they've copied a certain person, a big guy, a bigger creator that's made it very well. Get fit, make money online and stuff like that, which is fabulous. But when ultimately what pulls people's eyes to you is the girls. That's our kryptonite as men, especially young boys. They see these guys, loads of money, like, all the girls throwing themselves at them. That's another thing as well. Some of them are doing it in front of their boyfriends, and the girls are giving their numbers up in front of boyfriends, like, and it's just looking real bad for this new generation of kids. Looking real bad, like, these.
And how does that make that young man feel? Because
Crap.
then he's angry, doesn't he?
Of course. And where does that anger end up?
Yeah, towards a woman. I'm not a simp. Do you get what I mean? And it's these are we're creating monsters. I'm not saying that they are guilty of anything. What I am saying is, you will never ever lose that label if you are accused of it. You will always be known as, let's say, TikTok.
You can't play like that anymore. Them days are over, mate. Not safely. I mean, you're literally at the mercy. Even it's not nice. Like, even like the good old days when I was younger, when you were younger, probably you see a nice guy in a club, you see a nice girl, you two hit it off, and sometimes you end up going back to that person's apartment and having a good night. And most of the time it weren't a good night, and it was just like, oh, regret, whatever. But there weren't ever any cases coming from it. Like, you both accepted that you both made an adult decision to sort of get down, and that's what it is.
Like I say, that you will never lose that title of rapist or sexual assault. You whether you did it or not. Look, perfect example, right? The Reality Check podcast.
Yep.
So that's Sean Maroof. Literally, he's made a career now as a journalist. Whether we like him or not, whether we like his journalism or not, is by the by.
Yep.
But when the shit hit the fan, what was he?
Mm-hmm.
When everybody was looking into his past, what was he? He was a rapist. He isn't, and he wasn't found guilty. But that word was then associated with his name. He will never lose that. Never. And any argument or any battle, that'll be brought straight back in. Say like he did something like this,
yep.
And he was drinking. The girl said, "I said no, blah blah blah." Oh, well, you did it all them years ago. And this is what these young guys have to learn.
Yep.
You are at the mercy, I'm afraid, of mercenary women.
Yep. And talking about, I don't know if I want to label a mercenary. Over to Mo Gilligan. He was, a woman has come out claiming that that she had a love child with him. She made a video. Bear with me 2 seconds and I'll get it. I haven't shared it with you just yet, so I'm gonna have to share it on here, unfortunately. Just give me 2 seconds.
He sent me one from TikTok, the son.
Oh, did you see it? Did you?
Yeah, he sent me the one from TikTok.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. I will get it up here and put it up on the screen and put it like so, just so the audience can see it without cutting your face off. Bear with me 2 seconds. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh no, you haven't shared that one with me, babe.
No, I don't think I have shared this one with you. I don't think. Let me know if you can hear it at all.
Hold on. I can't hear it. I can see it moving this time.
No. Darn it. Okay. Live television issues for you. What I shall do is, because I am here with you, I think I can share this with. How do I share that? 1 minute. I'll share it with you now. Just bear me 2 seconds. It's got 1.4 million views as well, believe it or not. There, let's share it with you. Open window. Right, sent to you.
Got it.
Let me know when you're ready.
You're gonna have to excuse my face.
Yep, playing.
Like, I just finally posted on Instagram about my son's dad. So FYI, if you don't follow me on Instagram, don't blame you. Mo Gilligan is his dad. Very much in quotation marks. And I've kept that, in 9 very long months of being pregnant on my own, bringing up my son on my own. Literally pretty much ignored his existence for the vast majority of the first year of his life. Barely bothers with him now. And I could probably use my fingers and toes to count how many times he's even fucking met him, I kept thinking, no, it will get better. It has to get better. Bruddc, my son, is so unbelievable. He's the most amazing little child. I know all mums can say that about their kid, but he really is. He's such a fucking joy. I can't even tell you. I just think that will be enough. And I completely get you can't make someone be a dad. I made it also very clear that he want to be a dad. Then he's trying to change his mind. What's ironic is what I found out today is in the same way that I found out that he had a new girlfriend when I was 12.
I think we can stop it there, Kitty. I think that's fine there.
Yeah.
What's your initial assessment of that anyway?
So he got a girlfriend while she was 12 weeks pregnant. So she was 12 weeks pregnant and he met this new girlfriend. He's a pig.
Some people are going to say that. Some people also can say she's a model. He made it very clear to her that he didn't want kids with her. This is a very popular trend and a very popular topic at the minute. There are this is the problem. I mean, let's just tell it how it is before I hypotheticalize and everything. He's told her that this is just sex. This is just a hookup. She's a model. She's not someone that he's looking to have kids with. He has bought that. These men are so stupid. They buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're of means, you've got money, you've got status, you're basically a meal ticket to some of these women, unfortunately. I'm not saying that necessarily she's a gold digger or anything like that, but he's told her he doesn't want to have kids with her. He continues stupidly having unprotected sex with her, and a baby comes out, the baby's a year old, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. He's seen the baby once or twice. Some people in the comments, and especially some people looking at from the comments and just in general view of this conversation, why did you have the baby for if you knew that he wasn't going to be a father? He told you that he didn't want to be a dad. That's the questions that are being put, and this is happening so much at the minute. What are your thoughts?
I think that is a valid question. He told her from the start. So to me, she hasn't got a leg to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't want babies with you. The thing is, he's made a baby at that point.
Yeah, that's
he
it.
Stupidly made a baby. So whether you wanted it or not, you've got a baby and you need to step up now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a partner with you. I don't want you to be a partner. I just want you to be and if you don't want to do that, don't do it. Just go. Leave us alone and go. Mm-hmm. That's my thought on it. Yeah. If you don't want to be a dad, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
But don't keep coming in and out on that child because that's not fair.
It's actually better if you. Well, I don't know because the child's so young, and if I was as men, at some stage in life we have women that we just want to have sex with. We don't necessarily see a relationship or definitely don't see kids with them. At the point where the kids come, you do have to step up and just say, look, I have to take the L here. I can't let my blood, my flesh, my DNA grow up and not have me in his life. Like, I feel like that's the manly thing to do in that circumstance.
Yeah.
Like, most men, I think most men would bite their tongue on it and just sort of bite down on the gum shield and just go for it. But some men, I don't know what the percentage is. Some men just say, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. And this is becoming very popular, especially if the woman doesn't want them as well.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. A lot of people will look at her and think that she's done it to make money and to get the man. She's probably fallen in love with him, and she thought that she could make him fall in love with her, which is it's never going to happen. If he's turning around to you saying that you are just sex and you are not going out on to parties with him on his arm and being shown around as his girlfriend, you're not his girlfriend, babe, and you never will be.
Yep. And that's most likely what it was, because for like it's this is the thing. It's like these women, they are kind of like vampires, because they do kind of suck on. Like, a man tells you at a certain age in your life, like, if you're 30, oh, there we go, she's gone. Bum, bum, bum. She has temporarily gone, guys, and she shall be back normally within 5, within 4, within 3, within 2, within 1. Boom. Okay, we'll try another countdown. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Pardon me. Can you imagine when you're very strong? For the madman.
Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that these women are delusional to the point that they think that they can make a man love them, and I call them elastoplast babies.
Explain that.
Like trying to make a man better by having a baby. So you put plaster on it, and that's the baby. Oh, okay. It's not going to happen. If that man didn't want that baby, he's going to resent you for the rest of your life.
Yep. And this is the thing. Women don't necessarily, I don't know, because it's not necessarily about that, but I don't know, because obviously you see a catch that, like, as a woman's perspective, you see a catch, you see a good-looking guy, he's wealthy, he's got status and everything, but then he tells you are just fun. Mm-hmm. Like, at some part in your life, you're going to look at yourself, like, during all this fun and all the rest of it, you're going to think, I'm not enjoying this. Nope. He's having his fun with me, and then going back to his wife or going back to his main women, and especially in the public eye, you're seeing him on red carpet events with some other woman and stuff. So I imagine that must be really difficult. And I think it gets to a stage where some of these women turn nasty, like Shannon Sharp, a classic example. Mm-hmm. He was living his life with some 20-year-old girl, whatever it was, like, at his 56 years of age, having all this fun. And then, she turned on him straight away. The moment, things went south, like, or she realized that she just had enough, things went south. Give me my money, mate. You done all these bad things to me.
Yeah, like you say, there are some mercenary women out there, and I hate saying that as a woman, because I am a bit of a feminist, and I'm girl power, but some of us are absolute cows. That will literally just basically take everything they can. They see they want it, so they're going to take it. You have no say in it. So I'm going to have a baby, and then you're tethered to me for 18 years or whatever, or I can call you out and sell the story to whoever.
Yeah, I think that's where she's gone. Like, because if she was taking it on the chest, or taking it, if she was just taking it, she wouldn't be selling press stories and doing TikToks about it. Like, she's trying to capitalize on it, and she's trying to make a name for herself on it. And
he had said to her afterwards and said, listen, right, I don't want this. I don't want you. I don't want the baby. I don't want this. But I am a stand-up guy, and I will give you everything you need and make sure that you have everything that you want, and that child has everything that it wants. And we will, I will maybe bite the bullet and see it every weekend and blah, blah, blah. I think that would have been the better way to go. The fact is, he's probably not gave her a penny. And this is why she's gone, how dare you? And
Yep.
then they've announced the pregnancy of this new one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gone, I beg your pardon. Unless he's been fake futuring her. Unless he's been saying, you know, we're going to be together.
Yeah, I doubt that very much. Like, you know, and you know that from like the way someone treats you, and obviously the way things have gone, like, you know, how south it's gone, and even what if you listen to what she says he told me that he didn't want anything serious.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she kind of gives us the answers, and we are where we are, and it's just one of those things. And I think that concludes our Thursday chat. Lovely to speak to you as always. Yes, we let a little steam off there. That should be interesting.
We did. Mo Gilligan, do better.
Mo Gilligan, do better, and guys in general, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful out here. The vampires are out there.
You're going to end up on a list for life.
Mm-hmm.
A register. You're going to end up on a register because you have upset the wrong person. And I'm not saying you're going to do anything wrong. I'm going to say you have upset the wrong person.
Mm-hmm. Bruddc and Kitty, guys, hope you have a fabulous afternoon.